Which among the following factors influence round-trip time? A. Access technology. B. Power efficiency. C. Cost. D. Frequency of operation. The correct answer is frequency of operation. Which among the following does not cause performance degradation on TCP level? A. Link error. B. Packet loss. C. Admission control. D. Access delay. The correct answer is access delay. Which among the following occurs when intermediary nodes choose identical frequency bands? A. Link failure. B. Increased cost. C. Increased power. D. Increased delay. The correct answer is increased delay. Which among the following influences packet loss probability? A. Operation frequency. B. Interference level. C. Available bandwidth. D. Medium access control protocol. The correct answer is medium access control protocol. Which among the following increases with an increase in spectrum handoff latency? A. Overhead. B. Time of arrival. C. Round trip time. D. Link layer delay. The correct answer is round trip time. Which layer is associated with based utility attack? A. Physical layer. B. Data link layer. C. Network layer. D. Transport layer. The correct answer is data link layer. Which unit is responsible for initiating local coordination? A. Primary user. B. Secondary user. C. Central entity. D. Intermediary node. The correct answer is intermediary node. Which among the following is the first step in multipath routing? A. Selection of a spectrum band for transmission. B. Identification of multipaths. C. Evaluation of route metrics. D. Selection of route metrics. The correct answer is selection of a spectrum band for transmission. What type of mechanism is exhibited in the following diagram? A. Slow start. B. Three-way handshake mechanism. C. Fast retransmission. D. Selective retransmission. The correct answer is slow start. Which among the following statements is false about spectrum-aware routing? A. Spectrum-aware routing does not require local spectrum knowledge. B. Spectrum-aware routing requires cooperation sensing. C. Spectrum-aware routing performs poorly during link failure. D. Spectrum-aware routing does not generate large overhead. The correct answer is spectrum-aware routing does not require local spectrum knowledge. What is spectrum handoff latency? A. Spectrum handoff latency is the time taken to switch to a new frequency during handoff. B. Spectrum handoff latency is the period over which an XT user can use licensed band before handoff. C. Spectrum handoff latency is the time taken to estimate the path between a current licensed band and a new licensed band. D. Spectrum handoff latency is the time taken to send handoff information to the spectrum broker. The correct answer is spectrum handoff latency is the time taken to switch to a new frequency during handoff. Which among the following is true about tree-based routing? A. Tree-based routing is a distributed routing scheme controlled by a multiple network entities. B. Tree-based routing is a distributed routing scheme controlled by a single network entity. C. Tree-based routing is a centralized routing scheme controlled by a single network entity. D. Tree-based routing is a centralized routing scheme controlled by a multiple network entities. The correct answer is tree-based routing is a centralized routing scheme controlled by a single network entity. A key depletion attack is a malicious attack on the network layer. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false.